Good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, do a quick little intro. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Go to Lifestyle podcast. This is first one, so bear with us. I'm Conlon. I'm the owner of V1 Nutra. Been in the game for I think 8 years in the supplement industry, from vitamin shop to start my own thing to working at a manufacturing company. Kind of done it all.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around for what, like the last 3 years? Kind of have like a medical background, but didn't really get into it until like COVID started back in like 2020. Yeah, I'm Sammy. I am one of the founders of Go to Lifestyle. I also help with formulations here at V1. And I do a bunch of other stuff from content to working with New Live. Yeah.
Nice. All right, well, let's just get straight into it. It's kind of going to be like a mosh posh of asking questions, going over like myths, going over kind of education behind supplements. It's kind of going to be everything within the supplement industry, maybe a little bit of lifestyle and training in there as well. But we'll start off with pre-workouts. Do you think they're overhyped or essential? Slash, what is your first ever pre-workout experience?
My first ever actually was back in college, the C4 Ripped, which I thought was, yeah, yeah.
What even do you know? Do you remember what made it ripped? Like, was there some thermogenic in there?
I'm pretty sure it had carnitine, I want to say. It's one
Okay.
of the things like I definitely felt, but I'm pretty sure they also load it with like niacin
Mm,
and alanine. So like my face felt like real flush and I felt like it was working. But like looking
I
back, the
can't do
formula
that.
on that is a little subpar. But I don't, I don't think pre-workouts are overhyped personally.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're essential, but they definitely help with your workout. And
Oh
a
yeah.
good one like does so in a couple different ways. Um, but let's see, favorite one. I mean, Daily Driver is still going to be the
Yeah.
V1 4.0. Uh,
That's hard to beat.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
that
know. I
one.
think. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard question where I guess it totally depends. For me, I'd say it is a little bit essential. It doesn't need to be like some crazy stimulant. It doesn't need to be like any crazy pre-workout. I mean, V1's perfect because I mean it's always accessible. But any pump product, any one little thing that I can take to get that little bit of like placebo of like, okay, I took something, now I'm ready to go to the gym. To me, it's more of I guess a routine rather than being essential. It's like I like to be have that consistency of taking the same thing every single day, hitting my normal workout that I'm supposed to, whatever day it is. Post workout, I take a protein shake or whatever the hell it is. That for me is what I enjoy more than it being essential or just overhyped.
Yeah, agreed there.
And I think, do you remember Dino by RSP?
No.
That was my first ever pre. It was, I think, 400 milligrams of caffeine, a little bit of yohimbine. It was like a dog shit formula, kind of like C4 ripped, to where it just blew your face off, but didn't have any like performance or pump ingredients in there. But yeah, that was tasted awful too. It's hilarious, I think, like how far. I mean, even since we got in the industry, like when we first started taking supplements, was I think I was like 2015, maybe when I was like 15, 16, I had my first pre-workout or got introduced to it a little bit. Everything was horrible. Like I remember the protein sucked. I think my dad had like EAS or something that like only came in packets. Tasted so bad that he had to put like peanut butter, bananas, and like every possible thing into the shake. Where then it was like 3 glasses worth of a shake for like 1 scoop of protein. That's how bad it was. But it is nuts how
It's
quickly like flavor profiles and like even just ingredients have come up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Really, like just in the last 2 to 3 years, just how far like pre-workouts come. Like I
Hmm.
feel like, especially like when I first kind of got back into it, like way back in high school, it was like the same thing. My dad would make protein shakes for my brother and I. We'd be like in fifth and sixth grade, and it was Uh, one of the ones from Walmart, one of like the real cheap protein powders, and it was vanilla,
Yeah,
and it was the most disgusting thing I think I've ever
yeah.
tried in my entire life. Like he did the same thing, trying to make it better with like peanut butter,
Hmm.
like, milk. I don't even know what else he put in it. He'd blend it, and it would just be basically just like milk with chunks of just protein and globs of
Oh,
peanut butter. Yeah, it's not
yeah, it's
good, but
disgusting.
just like pre-workout too. In the
Hmm.
last 2 3 years, I feel like a lot of the formulas like 3 years ago, they were okay, but there were nothing like over the top. But like in the
Yeah.
last, 2 years, we've really seen a lot of companies come out and some like absolutely disgustingly loaded pre-workouts.
Hmm.
And I do think there's like a market for them, but anymore, the longer I go, I kind of just like to stick to the basics.
Yeah. No, I would agree, and I think it's Speaking of like the technology, especially flavor side, it's a testament to a good product. Is if you can, like what we try to do at V1 is try to make like completely loaded products, but they still taste good, which is possible, and you have to have a good relationship with a good manufacturer and good flavor labs or whatever. But I think a lot of people are trying to fast track like really loaded pre's to where they just end up tasting bad. And their only marketing tactic is like, oh, this is like the loaded most loaded ever pre. And I hate drinking disgusting pre-workouts before my lift because then it's stuck in my mouth, it's stuck in my teeth, and it just immediately I'm in a bad mood. But yeah, I mean to go away with that, you mentioned Walmart. What would you say is your favorite grocery store or favorite store besides like supplement stores to find supplements at? Because there's a lot more stuff coming to stores. Like I just saw like Abe's in Walmart and Gorilla Mind just hit Walmart, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah, honestly, out of the chains, it's kind of hard for me to speak on it because I really only ever shop at Walmart or like Kroger. And typically, when I do my supplement shopping, it's online, or if I want to pick up like a bar, go to like Vitamin Shop. But
Yeah.
I honestly am really impressed with how far Walmart has come
Yeah.
in the last couple of years. Like they have, I mean, they have Rise as well now. They have
Hmm.
AB, they have Gorilla Mind, um, and they have some of the Diamond stuff, like the
Yeah.
the Pebbles collaborations there. And their protein like functional food section has also come
Hmm.
along. Like they picked up Alpha Prime Bites,
Oh,
Barabel's
they
Big
did.
Crunch. Um,
That's right.
Probably more than I'm missing, but they have a whole like plethora of protein chips now as well.
Do you think they're gonna slowly start to like have their own like Walmart supplement, like not supplement store, but like have literally like their own section inside Walmart that's just like strictly a supplement store, as vast as like Vitamin Shop or GNC?
I think that'd be really sweet. I think it'd be really sweet. I actually never
That would
really
be
thought about
awesome.
it, but I think it'd be smart too, because
Oh
like
yeah.
me personally, I don't really want to like if I'm going out to go shopping, I don't
Hmm.
want to go to like two or three places. I'd rather just get all my
No.
shopping in one place. So I feel like a lot of people probably feel the same way.
Oh yeah, and especially the like compared to Vitamin Shop. I mean, GNC's all over the fucking place, but they don't have a good inventory. At least I don't like their inventory. It's just Ghost and Rise. I mean, they have some solid stuff, but like that's it. I think they have like 6,400 stores, which is good. Whereas Vitamin Shop, I think, has less than 1,000. Whereas Walmart, they're all over the place. Like it would be awesome, like you said, to just be able to go to like the nearest Walmart. It's like at least probably 10 minutes away from anybody. Get whatever supplement you want or whatever the most popular supplements are. Yeah, that would be awesome. And then that would open up a lot of room for more supplement brands to really, I guess, thrive. Because now they're in 15,000 Walmarts compared to like 600 vitamin shops.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do. Oh, this is a good one. I typed in a lot of questions like Chat GPT and said like, what are some edgy like conversations about supplements? So, is a good question. Like natural or like versus synthetic. Do you think it matters? Like, let's just take like caffeine for example. Like caffeine anhydrous is more like the synthetic version, whereas like green tea is like the natural caffeine.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like for me, I don't really ever look at that stuff. Like either one doesn't really bother me.
Hmm.
And I know some people that, that's something that they want to focus on. So like, that's your opinion. I
Yeah.
respect it, but like it's not something that I think makes or breaks a product. Like I know that caffeine, when it comes to caffeine, like the natural version versus the synthetic anhydrous, they do have a little bit different like benefits, I guess. Like
Hmm.
caffeine anhydrous hits a little bit harder, and faster from what I understand, as opposed to
Yeah.
like natural caffeine, which has like a slower onset. Um, but yeah, for me personally, I don't think that's something that like makes or breaks a product for me.
What do you like diving more into that? Do you think, me personally, I don't care about natural or synthetic or anything because I'm taking such a little amount. I may be taking this 4, 5, up to 6 times a week. It's not a huge deal. But like, how about like sweeteners, like sucralose, erythritol, xylitol, or like some sugar alcohols compared to like stevia or monk fruit? Me, I personally don't care. I could give a fuck because once again, all the studies show that you have to drink like 55 Diet Cokes a day with aspartame or sucralose or whatever to really start to have some type of gut microbiome, something like. Yeah, I just want my stuff to taste good. Honestly, I really don't care.
I'm the same way. However, you can make it taste good, whatever way you got to make it,
Yeah.
uh, you got to go to get there. As long as it doesn't have, like, I don't want actual sugar in my stuff, but
Yes,
like,
I agree.
if
Yeah.
it's artificial or natural or not.
Yeah. 100%. Um, Here's another good one. Well, this is a good question. How much, or what is the most amount of caffeine you've ever had in a single day?
Mm. It's kind of a funny story because I don't know if I told you this before, but Apollon. So
Oh God.
yeah,
Yeah.
Apollon makes some stats pre-workouts, and um, they Rob, love
Yeah.
him, loves to load up his formulas with caffeine. And I took one of his, it was a V6, I want to say, of Hooligan, and it already had like over 600 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
Like I want to say it was like 680. I forget if it's like a pure 680 or if that was just like the total and not like factoring in the percent yield. Anyhow, it was like over 600 milligrams caffeine, and I didn't look at the label. Normally, it's like one, two, excuse,
Yeah.
two. So I did two scoops thinking that I was a full serving, but one scoop, it was one scoop, one half scoop on the
God.
label. So I took two scoops of that. And then to make it even worse, I took Universal Soldier on top of it, which has like 225, I want to say. So I took probably close to
Bruh.
like 1,500 milligrams of
Holy
caffeine at once.
shit. Were you able to work out?
Believe it or not, it wasn't awful. Like
Oh my
at the
God.
end of my working sets, my heart rate would be like at 170, and I felt like a little bit nauseous, but it wasn't awful. Like I definitely have had worse experiences.
That's crazy. Did you used to like, because I mean, even thinking about it logically, if you thought it was a two scoop serving size, you were going for like 800 milligrams if you put that second supplement on top. Was that normal at the time?
No, so I just wanted, I don't know what. I woke up one day and I just thought, like, hey, it'd be cool to try like about a gram of caffeine before a workout. So that was my
Uh,
my thought was if I do like the 680 plus a 225, that's like relatively close to a gram, like what 900 milligrams or so.
that is
And
nuts.
yeah, I didn't realize that it was it was a half scoop serving.
Like holy shit.
So
I mean I don't think I was ever that crazy. Like I had a couple where I'd take like 400 or 500 milligrams of caffeine, which is like a normal, relatively loaded high stim. But then when I had like my stint of like trying every possible SARM and pro hormone or whatever, I messed with clenbuterol a little bit, and I had like one instance where I took just barely too much because you measure it in micrograms, which is so easy to just go over a little bit. And I just flipped out. I had like a huge panic attack like all day, and then from that point on, any caffeine, any stimulant, I just like would immediately flip out. So even now, I can only take like I've taken a couple 400 milligrams of caffeine within the last couple of years, but it's like maybe like once every 3 months. I just stick to like 200 milligrams at a time, and I mean also that's why I created V1. So that's it just seems crazy, but
I think it's cool to like to cycle them like the heavy hitters,
mhm.
maybe like once a month or so. Like, and I'll have like a nice workout, but
Yeah.
take it every day
Mhm.
is you gotta be built different.
Well, I guess speaking of caffeine cycling, that's a good thing to talk about because I think a lot of people know. At least I get that question a lot. Is either like how long do I need to not have caffeine for my tolerance to come back, or like what is a good caffeine cycle, or should I be taking this every single day? I guess what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know if there's like science behind it. I'm sure there is, but like for
Mhm.
me personally, I will like eventually work up to having like 600 to 800 milligrams of caffeine a day through like coffee and then an
Yeah.
energy drink and then my pre-workout, and then eventually it I do get like used to it, and I'll cut it back for like honestly just like a week and a half to like 2 weeks does the trick for me and
Hmm.
basically just like resets me. So then I can go back to taking like a pre-workout that has like 250, 300 milligrams caffeine and it hits.
It feel yeah, yeah. I agree there. I think I mean honestly, probably haven't taken a break for like 2 years, but probably about a week is what I would say is what I used to mess around with, and what I'd probably recommend to people is a week off of anything. To where people, some people say like, oh, I just need to take off pre workout, and they still have like 2 cups of coffee every single day, which that's not going to reset your tolerance. Your body's going to still be the exact same when you try to go back to pre workout. Yeah, I think a week you'll get resensitized to it, and then you should be back to yeah, like you said, feeling a solid 200, 250 milligram of caffeine pre workout is going to like hit good. Um, Speaking
It's
about like
crazy.
early days, what supplements do you regret taking? Or what are some to where it just like misguided you? You were like an early guy that just didn't know what the hell was in the supplement industry. You just read the label and like, oh, massive gains incoming.
Oh man, I don't I don't know. I don't know if there's any I like legitimately regret. I mean, there's some pre-workouts that like I've
Hmm.
taken that at the dosage that I took them, I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't have took that much. Like
Yeah.
I did mess around with like the DMHA stuff just to try it, like
Hmm.
a couple of times. And it was not fun.
Yeah.
The only like, dude, the uh, the one workout experience that I had with a pre-workout that like my heart race was
Yeah.
first V1X when we had
Oh
what like
God.
didn't we have like didn't you have
Yeah.
Theophylline
Yeah. It
too
was
as well?
isopropyl norepinephrine, theophylline, and I think like 3 milligrams of alpha, either Yohimba ACL or alpha Yohimba on top of 400 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, that I didn't. So that was right when I got into pre-workout, and I didn't really know like what isopropyl norepinephrine is or like yohimbine or like any of that stuff. So, I had your like the daily driver pre-workout. I can't remember what it was
Hmm.
called back then, but I had that, and I'm like, dude, this is nice. So I
Hmm.
just figured, try the V1X, and I took a full scoop, like, and my tolerance was not up to like that point yet.
No.
And yeah, that workout, my heart was like
Yeah.
pounding, pounding. But
I.
it was nice after that to like I
Mhm.
would just quarter scoop it honestly
Yeah.
and just stack it with something else, and it was nice. But
Hmm.
I don't think there's like anything I really regret. I do think there's something that I kind of wasted my money on,
Hmm.
like the Snickers protein I just reviewed. Not good.
It's
It's like
awful.
just a very cheap protein. Like it, I don't even know
It's
if I can put my finger on why it's cheap. It doesn't feel like good quality.
yeah. And it seems weird. I think it's their protein bars aren't good either, and it's
No,
a
no.
massive company with all of the resources to make great products. Which is
Yeah,
just
and they
weird.
have like the right, like Protein by Mars has the rights to like Snickers, Mars.
Yeah.
I think they have a Three Musketeers now. I
Hmm.
think they might even have they have a Twix. Pretty sure they have a
Yeah.
Twix, and all of them. Like I guess I've only tried the bar wise. I've only tried the Snickers, but all of them are just like subpar. And I hate to say it
Yeah.
because like that could be such a cool, like a good collab,
Yes.
but it's not good.
No. Not at all. It's just weird. I think. I mean, the only thing that I'd say is that I maybe wasted money on, or I didn't think was like I thought it was gonna get these massive effects. It's probably like amino acids. I was a big
Yeah,
BCAA, EAA guy. Like in the very beginning, I would take it first thing when I wake up doing my cardio because I thought it was gonna just I wasn't gonna burn any muscle doing fasted cardio if it had my amino acids. So I'd like make a whole gallon jug. I'd take it pre-workout, I'd take it post-workout, intra-workout. Like I would take it every single time I could, which is good. I mean, I guess it constantly spikes that protein synthesis, but it's not unbelievable. Like you can just have a scoop of protein and get the same amount of amino acids, possibly more than one scoop of like essential amino acids or BCAAs, which I think that's still a huge thing in the industry. Like I love sipping on them, and I'll probably have like a scoop every other day because I have a lot. But from like pure routes that I think are necessary, I'd probably put that near the bottom.
yeah,
But
agreed.
speaking, I like you're talking about V1X. That was crazy, and I can't believe we still did that. It got away with that, which is ridiculous. I think every company probably starts that way. But isopropyl norepinephrine, I think, is one ingredient that I am rarely ever going to touch again. And I think we only put 40 milligrams in there, and I see fucking Robic putting like 80 milligrams. I think in one of his newer pre-workouts. Maybe it's one of the Anarchy ones. But that to me, every single time I take isopropyl norepinephrine, yet like my heart rate is like redlining every single like workout. Do you have any ingredients like that that you're like, holy shit, I'm not going to take that again?
Dude, isopropyl. I'm
Yeah.
the same way. When I take even a small amount of that, it's so uncomfortable. Like my heart races nonstop. I feel nauseous and like I almost feel like I'm about to pass out. Even
Hmm.
at small doses. Like I know Panda I saw took it out of their pandemic. I
Yeah.
don't even know, probably like a year or so ago, which I'm a huge fan of.
Hmm.
So I like that formula, but I couldn't take the full dose of it. Um, and then I think, well, I guess when Yohimban gets up there, dose wise
Yeah.
too, it's really uncomfortable as well. But like those are the only two that I've taken where I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever take it again.
Hmm.
Aside from like, I've never taken DMA and probably never will. I've taken
Yeah.
DMA a couple of times, but I took it at a small dose to where I think it was okay, but it's not
Hmm.
something I ever want to get hooked on.
Yeah. I know I've taken it before. I don't really remember how it made me feel, which I think is probably a good thing. But I do have a couple pre's on the shelf over in the other room that I might mess around with that have been unopened. I'm pretty sure I have a thermogenic that is DM. I think that's DMAA in there. I don't remember how much, but I might mess with it a little bit. We'll see.
There's one I was sent from when I was in Texas. I think the company was from Texas too. It
Hmm.
actually had DMBA in it, and that's the only time I've ever taken it, and it also had like a very similar effect. Um,
Hmm.
like it was uncomfortable, and I tried to take it at a small dose, but
Yeah.
anymore, I just anything like DMA, DMHA, DMBA,
Yeah.
I just don't mess with.
Hey, I respect that. What about I know there's more and more stuff coming about, um, like Delta 8, Delta 9, all that type of stuff. Even just straight up just wheat. Have you experienced any of that in a pre-workout sense, or like taken some before a workout?
I have not. Um,
No.
Not before a workout. I do have two here that have. I think one has Delta 8 and the other has Delta 9.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did. Like those were like some of my first reviews way
Yep.
back when, and those videos like popped off and I
Yeah.
talked about them, but
Oh,
I actually never. Yeah,
I
dude.
do remember that. I'm just thinking about. I got a new one. I forgot about the old ones though. What was that one called? I thought
To
it
the
was
moon.
like. Oh yeah, to the moon. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah. Because they. I think I reviewed the greenish tub one, and
Hmm.
that one got like over a million
Yeah.
on Instagram and went crazy on TikTok as well. And then they revamped it and put now they have like a white and red one, but then they
Hmm.
also put Delta 9 in it, and then
Yeah.
all the other doses. I don't know if you looked at it. Alpha GPC 420, caffeine 420.
I
It's
didn't see that. That's actually awesome. That's hilarious. And I think I remember like they had in their first rendition, it was like who knows if they actually had that in there because I'm pretty sure it's a un whatever registered ingredient panel. I think the supplement panel is wrong, but I think they had Nuopept and Phenibut and maybe one other ingredient besides freaking Delta 8 too, right?
yeah. I don't think I have that one on me, but I know they had new peps. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
did have Fenibut as well. Um, I don't remember what else. But honestly, like the performance ingredients in that,
Yeah.
from what I remember, actually weren't that bad. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we had 6 grams of citrulline, 3.2 of beta alanine, and like
Hmm.
taurine or something as well. Like it wasn't awful.
No. I mean, I remember trying that one time, and I messed around with a couple other products that do have it in there. It's interesting. It's you do get a little high, but it's nice until you reach the point where like you either have like what you think is a heart flutter or your heart rate gets a little bit higher or something. Then it's just an anxiety provoking pre workout. Like it's then your workout's just done. Like you're just tanked. So I bet we're gonna see a lot more of that coming out, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna stick. We'll see. But
Yeah.
let's get into like some new products. I saw you just reviewed the I think new Quest birthday cake. How's that one?
Dude.
Because that's the new hero bar, right?
Yes. Very good. I was really impressed. I heard a couple of people. I got a couple of DMs from some of my followers saying how much they liked it, like before I had a chance to try it. And I've never really been the biggest fan of like Quest bars.
Hmm.
At least their regular bars. Their hero bars are actually pretty good, but
Yeah.
their like regular bars to me are just like really overly chewy and just have a weird texture.
Hmm.
But that birthday cake one is easily their best one.
Damn.
Easily. Like it's basically just like a Rice Krispie
Really?
coated in like a birthday cake icing.
Like even because I know like one of my favorite ones they do is the like Oreo or cookies and cream hero bar. You think it beats that one?
I think so. That one's probably my
Damn.
second one. And then they have what's the like oranges colored one?
Oh, the
Is it?
peanut butter one
Yeah,
or
peanut
the
butter.
pecan? I think they have a peanut butter hero bar and then a pecan something hero bar.
Whatever the orange one is.
Yeah.
Orange is brown.
I mean, all the hero bars are awesome. I think they use allulose in that one, um, right, as a sweetener,
I think so.
because then they don't have to claim it as like carbohydrates. They can just deduct that from the nutrition facts label. That's how they can get away with saying like that. So I think isn't I don't know if they changed it, but the cookies and cream one was like 130 calories or something with like 20 grams of protein, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Because I see, I don't know that. Do you think that's a little like scammy ish? If they do that, either they take away the dietary fiber from it, or they take away the sugar alcohols and just have like the 4 gram net carb, even though the actual carb content is like 25 grams, and then they can put like 150 calories on the
Yeah.
nutrition facts.
I mean, I don't know if I would say it's like scamming just because like your body that like doesn't digest it, so
Yeah.
it's kind of just they don't really count as calories even though they are like considered a carb.
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're a keto and counting your carbs, then it's good for you.
That's what I never gotten. Maybe that's a question. Like, if we get like a bodybuilding coach or something on here, what they would do for that? Because I was always super skeptical of that back when I was like bodybuilding hardcore and actually competed. I would always count it kind of no matter what, and I'm pretty sure my coach told me to count it no matter what, and then whatever that little deduction was, if it like I mean our body doesn't technically break it down, or it doesn't use it as carbohydrates, That would just be a little win. We'd just be that much more lower in calories for the day. So it I don't know. It totally makes sense, but for me, it does seem a little bit off for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, macro wise, I mean, those hero bars are like some of the best macros out there.
Hmm.
Them and like built, but I
Yeah.
mean that birthday cake one's what 150 calories and
Damn.
17 grams protein. Like, and they're
Hmm.
all like that, which is like kind of absurd,
Yeah.
especially like compared to Fit Crunch, who I love Fit Crunch. Don't get me wrong, but
Hmm.
I mean their bars are definitely like higher calorie, but they have like
Yeah.
16 grams protein for like 200 to like 220 calories.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree there. What would you think, or what's your most, is that your most recent, let's say this year, favorite protein snack?
Mm, probably. I guess this year. Oh, there's Barabel's the salted caramel, salted cookies and caramel. I think that one's my
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
one. That actually might be my favorite protein bar of all time.
That one is nailed. I will agree with you there. Yeah, that probably is the best one of the year. All right, there we go. Barbell, best one of the year right there. Cookies and caramel.
Shout out
Goated,
the
yeah, they got the
Thick
goated
Crunch,
medal.
the Thick Crunch. That new brownie one was also really good.
That, yes. I do really like that. I just think it's a little small, which I
Yeah,
guess is probably what they were trying to make it. Because if they would have made it twice as big, I mean, that'd be 260 calories. But was it 10 or 13 grams of protein per like little ass brownie?
10, I think.
10?
Yeah,
I mean, that would have been bad. 260 for 20 grams of protein for a brownie?
no, I I, I wish they
Yeah.
did it. Even if they made just like a huge one of it, like they
Yeah.
put like four together and made like a whole slab of
I mean, then I guess it
protein
would have been,
brownie.
yeah. Honestly, that would have been awesome because then that would have been super comparable to like an actual brownie, and you would be satisfied rather than having to eat. Like I would eat two of those at a time when they sent me the box. There's no one time that I just ate one. So
I think it's interesting that they already had like a Galaxy Brownie like knockoff almost with like
mhm.
their other like real thick bar, and then
Yeah.
they basically made like an actual Cosmic Brownie with the small ones, just like
Hmm.
a half of it. Which I think
That's
both are really good, but I think if I had to pick between the two, I'm gonna have to go with like the snack size ones, just because like also those their other ones are like 400 and some calories, I think, but they are really good.
yeah. No, I agree there. Yeah, thick is hard to miss, especially on the flavor. I think they nail flavor and consistency.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. This is kind of a different question. I mean, supplements are kind of all over the place from like being crazy natural to like being synthetic, like caffeine anhydrous, or to even like peptides and steroids or PEDs. Where do you draw the line? What is natural? What is technically you're going into the enhanced stages?
Mm. Ooh, it's something I
'Cause-
haven't really ever given any thought to. Like me personally, I just have always like wanted to kind of stick to the basics. I've never even like given any thought to like the to use like steroids or anything. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you have to say about it? Because I
I It is a tough question, and I've gone on both sides to where like I have taken steroids. I've been on TRT. I'm just now starting to take peptides. I think it's you draw the line where you can't get it from like eating food, if that makes sense. To where like creatine, technically, you can get it from eating enough steak. You'd have to eat a shit ton of steak to get really 5 grams of creatine, but you can do that. Whey protein, you can get that from like drinking milk, or you can actually whey proteins literally come from cows. I think once you get into the realm, I guess I don't know. Never mind, because then like a lot of pre-workout ingredients are technically. I mean, I guess you can get citrulline from like watermelon. I don't know. There's a line, but I'd say anything that has to do with like hormonal changes or peptides, I'd say you're starting to get there. Whereas like SARMs, even some like testosterone boosters, I'd say you're getting into the realm of like getting enhanced. Like if you get, they have some DHEA derivatives of like pro hormones that are technically like non-liver toxic. I used to take a lot of those, and they still have them. I think like Blackstone makes them. It's like epiandros. I think it's probably around there, but it is a whole. Like I know a lot of people that think creatine's not natural. At least my parents didn't want me taking creatine, which is kind of funny.
yeah, the lines it's very blurry. Like I mean, if you could ask me like an ingredient, I could probably give you like a pretty good answer. But I don't
Yeah,
know if I can just like
it starts and ends. Yeah,
yeah, like it's kind of like a case by case type thing.
hmm, yeah, I would agree there.
I
See
actually
what
have,
else.
I have one for you. So,
Yeah.
what was like a common supplement misconception that you had when you first started getting into supplements?
Ooh. I would say like the main misconception was like it was this magical substance that like once I started taking it within the next couple months I was going to gain this unheardly amount of mass on my body. Specifically like creatine and whey protein. Those are probably the first two that I started with. Like I mean my dad gave me a bunch of protein shakes because he was relatively in the gym and he was working out when I was probably 12 to 14. So he'd give me like half this protein shake. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. Like I said before, like I had the amino acid stunt where like I would drink those constantly because I thought zero muscle wasting. I need to have amino acids in my body at all times, even though I was on a freaking caloric deficit. So I was clearly like losing something. But yeah, I mean, they do help a ton, but I think it's just the whole misconception, especially, which is not a good misconception where people just think, oh, it's just, you're just going to get huge and you're going to be this huge bulky guy if you take whey protein and creatine. Whereas it's just, now I look at it as just optimizing my health as much as possible. Like I want to perform my best. I want to be mentally my best, physically my best, and those help me do it rather than like, oh, I want to be a bodybuilder. What about you?
One for me was when I first started taking creatine. Actually,
Yeah.
like I didn't understand how it worked. I just knew kind of what it did, but I just remember I think the pre-workout I actually had creatine. I want to say I
Mm.
don't know. Somehow I got creatine and I would drink it during the gym. After every sip, I'd be like, "Oh, dude, this shit hits." Like I feel it. It did not. It did literally nothing in the gym. But I just felt like I was doing something.
Dude, this pre-workout hits, man. Speaking of that, though, do you think? I mean, we don't put at V1, we don't put creatine in any of our pre-workouts. Do you think it belongs in pre-workout,
I
or
don't
do you
see an
like that
issue
it's in
with it.
pre-workout?
Not necessarily. The only, like I think some people they don't want to take creatine, and so
Hmm.
I think if you have a pre-workout that has it in it, like that's just gonna deter customers away. And like creatine is for the consumer, it's really inexpensive. I mean, you can get like 100 servings for like $20 anymore. So
Hmm.
I think if they wanted to take it, they can put it in themselves. I don't think it's bad having pre-workout. I do think it's another, it's going to drive up the cost a little bit,
Yeah.
which could be pushed on to the consumer. So you could be paying maybe even a little bit more
Hmm.
if somebody does put creatine in it. I don't think it's bad. It doesn't. It's not really going to do anything like during your workout as much because one of those things, you have to load and take forever basically.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to it. Me personally, I would rather leave it out of pre and just take it on the side. But I don't think it's a
Yeah.
bad thing.
I think business-wise, it's a smart move not to have it in, just because if you do put it in there, you have a very niche clientele that is like, yo, I love taking it all together because then I only have to buy one thing, which I get it. There's a lot of people like that, but I think there's more people that like to take it outside of whether they like the flavored creatine. We're getting a lot of flavor or a lot of creatine gummies or creatine tablets now that a lot of people like taking. So it's nice. And then, like you said, it opens up the door if you take it out for that much more cost to be spent on better ingredients in a pre workout or more ingredients in a pre workout.
I like to see that a lot of companies are actually starting to come out with flavored creatine because there is so
Hmm.
much. Like a year ago, honestly, basically like it was only unflavored creatine. A couple companies had flavored stuff, but
Yeah.
like now, I mean, I'm pretty sure like Prozis has it. Muscle Sport has a really good one.
Yeah. I need to
Um,
try there still.
yeah, it's good. All their flavors are good.
Hmm.
Um, and there's like a ton of other ones too that I know I'm missing, but I think that's nice to see because I honestly I just like sipping on it during my workout.
Yeah. No, I agree. The flavored something during your workouts, pretty top tier. Kind of need it. But I mean, we're at 35 minutes. Let's. I think we hit some solid topics so far.
Yeah.
Let's end it with. I think we can. We need to come up with something we can end it with every single time. It's like a good ending. But for this one at least, I think we can maybe do if we do a podcast every week. But we'll start off for this entire year. So, what is one supplement that you've loved from this year that somebody's come out with, and one supplement that you've hated from this year? It can be a protein bar, it can be protein snack, it can be a supplement, pre-workout protein, whatever.
Ooh, I've loved a lot of them, but
Yeah.
honestly, think my favorite. It's tough. My favorite is, the Ghost cereal's got to be up there. I buy like 3 boxes of that a week.
Damn.
Literally, I just go through it.
That's like an $8 box of cereal, dude. That's
Yep,
crazy. Are
literally
you
a
like a
quarter of
half? I
protein.
think I think that lasted me like 2 servings. Do you like
Yeah.
eat like half a box? Yeah, every time. Yeah.
I put it on my protein oats. Like I make my like
Damn.
protein oats overnight, and then I let it like cool down. Put it in the fridge like
Mm,
for the night, and I take them out in the morning, and I just pour the Ghost cereal on top of it,
damn.
and it's awesome.
Then you take a
So
bite and you're like, dude, this hits.
it's yeah, it's awesome. But I only get the peanut butter one for that, just because
Mm.
it goes better with oats. But I do think that flavor wise, the fruity whatever, the fruity one is better. The
Yeah,
marshmallow.
I agree there.
So I'm gonna go Ghost cereal. I'm my favorite probably, or
Hmm.
at least one of my favorites. And then one that I've hated. I'm gonna have to like look around. Um, man.
Or anything, or like you've tried that just didn't taste good or didn't live up to your expectations.
Um, I know there's a couple protein bar ones, but I can't. Well, honestly, the Barabel's birthday cake one,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was bad, but it was like it did not taste like birthday cake, and it was kind of
Hmm.
just let down.
Yeah, that was a big
I guess I'll just
letdown.
go with that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I don't know. I wasn't really thinking exactly what it was, but now you mentioned that, the sprinkles are just like hard, and
Hmm.
it was just not didn't taste like birthday cake. It was a little artificial. The sprinkles are hard. It was not a good inclusion. I think the white chocolate they haven't nailed yet compared to the normal chocolate that they have. Like they went from the greatest protein bar of all time to like one of my least favorite protein bars I'm probably never gonna pick up ever again, which is pretty crazy. So props to Barbell. Shout out Barbell. Um, my favorite, or the one that I got most excited about, I haven't even tried yet. And I want to say it's the Ghost Welch's energy drink.
Yeah.
I'm a huge grape god. Like I love grape juice. We came up with our cotton candy grape that I love. Grapes is hard to do because every single time you do it in a powdered supplement form, it tastes medicine-y. But I didn't think they were going to do it. I'm pretty sure Dan, the owner of Ghost, came out and said he was never going to do a grape or a Welch's grape juice energy drink because Welch's was not carbonated. But then apparently they found some type of Welch's grape carbonated, like sparkling, like non-alcoholic wine or something, and that's why they did it.
Hmm.
Everybody says it's unbelievable. I'm waiting for it to finally come to the vitamin shop, but that one I'm probably the most hyped about so far this year.
Yeah. That I heard that they, I don't know how much they like release, but I thought it was almost like on not like a back order, but they like initially planned to drop it and then didn't have like enough or something.
Oh,
Um, so they like basically sent out cases to like some people are basically waiting for it right now.
damn. Well, yeah. Also,
Uh,
speaking of that, what do you think of the Sour Strips hydration drink?
that's gonna. I think it's gonna be good.
I think so.
They're. I think out of any collab they have, at least for the energy drinks, I feel like the sour strips one is like the most requested one.
I think it was
I
the
don't,
best too. I think that was
it
my
was.
favorite Ghost, honestly.
Yeah, I hope they do bring back the energy drink version of it, but
Hmm.
I do think the hydration is gonna. I think it's gonna get a lot of eyes on it.
I agree, and I think I don't know. I get that they want to keep it like a lower stock and keep the hype around the whole Sour Strips thing, but everybody loved that one. It seems weird that they didn't, because that dropped probably at least a year and a half ago and sold out
Yeah.
like within a couple months, and they haven't even brought it back yet. Like everybody's been asking for it. I think it's the most consistent one I could drink every single day and like not get sick of it and be like, yo, this is fucking good. Whereas like I love the watermelon warheads. I love the apple warheads one. I'll probably drink that maybe once a week, but I can't drink that every single day.
Yeah, especially the Warheads ones are like potent.
Yeah.
They're like overly potent. Like
Which
they're good like a one off, but like
yeah,
I would never buy a case.
no,
But
that's the
like
hardest thing.
their Sour Patch Kids, I could drink those.
Yeah,
I could drink those every day, honestly. But
yeah, that's
they're
good too.
the Phase ones. Let's see,
Duh,
Phase Pop was not a fan of,
I
but
hate that
Phase
one.
Up was okay.
Yeah, I
Um,
like that one better. Yeah, yeah, the
the
face
Electric
pop,
Limeade though,
the electric limeade.
I think that one's really
Wait,
good.
what was the phase? Oh yeah, phase up one was like the Mountain Dew esque one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one was pretty decent. I probably like the electric limeade maybe a little bit more than that one, but yeah, the face pop, that was the worst ghost thing I've ever had. I've only had that one time, hated it, never picked it up again. But I see it stocked like everywhere,
yeah,
which
that
is
and
weird.
like Pink Lemonade.
Yeah,
I did not like Pink Lemonade.
I
I didn't like. I'm not trying to dog on Ghost because
no,
honestly, Ghost is probably my favorite energy drink company. But like,
exactly. We're being a little
They're
hypercritical of Ghost right now, even though they're like number one in the
yeah,
space. But they're
literally.
that good. We can do
Yeah,
that.
I know I'm drinking a Red Con, but if I go to a gas station, 99 times out of 100, I'm picking up a Ghost.
Yeah. Oh, I 100% agree there. All right. Well, sweet. Thank you guys for watching the first ever Goated podcast. We'll get better at this, and we'll probably have a little bit more form-fitting stuff throughout every single episode. Maybe a little bit more education, but I think it's good riffing. I think we'll like open up more topics, maybe more in the performance enhancement, more in like maybe like a test booster episode or whatever we want to do. But if you guys have any suggestions, probably going to be posting this on YouTube and then doing clips throughout Goated. So if you guys have any suggestions, let us know in the comments. Got anything else?
Not really. Just yeah, excited to see where this goes.
No, I think it'll be solid. And if you guys want to see anybody like on the show to interview or just shoot the shit with, let us know. We'd love to bring them on. But that's it. Thank you guys again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever the hell, whatever platform you're on. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. See you guys.
Peace.